And a cracker of a game it was too, Rob. Not to be missed tonight in sports scene. Motherwell dominated the entire first half. Steve Kirk had 3 good chances. Referee Willie Young controversially denied a penalty kick to Motherwell, handball by Sean McSkimming, saying the ball played the man. And then right on half-time, and about the second attack Kilmarnock had in the match, Sean McSkimming released Ali Mitchell on the right. He cut in from the flank and scored a fine goal. A shock half-time lead for Kilmarnock, and then it was 5 minutes into the second half, and this was a superb finish by Ian Porteous, who lobbed Steve Dykstra, and that's not easy, from about 20 yards. Then Motherwell continued to fight back. Rob McKinnon's corner was headed down by Martin, and Steve Kirk lashed it home from close range. And then Davy Cooper took a part again with a fine corner kick, which was headed home by Brian Martin. Then it was ding-dong right to the end, with both sides looking for a winner. It was great, fast, furious entertainment. Again, don't miss that in sports scene.
Such is the change in fortune for Motherwell manager Tommy McLean this season that his problem was who to leave out. And the unlucky man today is under-21 international Paul McGrillen, the Stevie Kirk preferred as a player to partner Dougie Arnott up front. The first 6 names there have played in every match for Motherwell this season. And after the disappointment of having to withdraw through injury from the Scotland squad to play Italy, Rob McKinnon is trying again to display the necessary form to book a place in the squad to travel to Malta in 2 weeks' time. George McCluskey's persistent knee injury keeps him out of contention for Kilmarnock, but skipper Ray Montgomery is back, to the exclusion of former Motherwell defender Craig Patterson, and the experience of Ian Porteous is preferred to the youthful exuberance of Tom Brown in attack. And it's a fascinating homecoming for 24-year-old Mark Riley, who was involved in 5 first-team games for Motherwell 4 years ago, before moving to Rugby Park in July 1991 to resurrect a promising career. The referee this afternoon is Mr. Willie Young from Clarkston, has just been nominated by the SFA to replace the retiring Bill Crombie on the FIFA list. Tremendous enthusiasm displayed inside the stadium from both sets of fans. What has turned out to be a top-of-the-table clash. Here's Phil O'Donnell breaking for Motherwell. Waiting in the middle was Paul Lambert. There's Shannon Shott. The save by Willie Geddes, but a very fast start from Motherwell. And some very good play coming from the Motherwell left once again. Rob McKinnon and Phil O'Donnell operate to such good effect. Splendid conditions this afternoon for the football match. Cool and bright overhead. An excellent playing surface. On both sides with a lot of confidence at the moment, although Kilmarnock had a setback last week, losing by 1-0 to Dundee at Dens Park. Motherwell having had a layoff, they missed out last week. In fact, beat Dundee the previous week by 1-0. So a little pointer there perhaps to form as Williamson breaks in the right for Kilmarnock. Good movement coming here from Mitchell. Done away by McKinnon. Injured out before the match, Ali Mitchell, but he's in his usual place. That's Williamson's layoff. Fired across the face of the goal with a deflection. Ian Porteous involved there in the build-up, and Kilmarnock have the first corner kick of the match. The orthodox near post corner preferred. Tom Black playing it forward, that's Porteous. Now Riley. Tom Black crossed a good one, but taken comfortably by Steve Dykstra in the Motherwell goal. Looking to add to the half-dozen shutouts he's had this season so far. Headed away by Andy Millen. Dangerous play by Skilling. Certainly no malice in the challenge, but he did catch Phil O'Donnell on the forehead with that high clearance. McKinnon over the free kick. Jamie Dolan also hovering. Chris McCarthy's going forward, that's towards Steve Kirk. And a splendid rehearsed set piece from Motherwell, almost pays off. Steve Kirk coming within a foot here of finishing off a superb McKinnon free kick. let off without question for Kilmarnock. Too long for Williamson. Kirk doing well against Montgomery. Here's Arnott. That's from O'Donnell. Kinnan playing in early. In comes Lambert. Kirk. Led away by Geddes. Still Motherwell in the attack with Arnott. A fine tackle in the end there by McPherson. Another excellent chance passed up by Motherwell. Some fine play in the build-up again. Ball played into the box by Rob McKinnon. Headed across by Lambert. And Stevie Kirk tried to bring that down to deliver a finishing shot. Still get it stepped in. Martha helps it on. Up goes Arnott. That's Kirk! The third chance of the match for Steve Kirk. Nothing going right for him, but he hasn't failed on any occasion to find space in that penalty box, and that's encouraging for him and for Motherwell. Skimming won that well from Shannon. This is Williamson. Skilling. To McSkimming is good football from Kilmarnock. Final cross, too close to Steve Dykstra. Mitchell and Porteous complaining about that. Better football though in the build-up from Kilmarnock. It's O'Donnell. McKinnon. The decision goes Motherwell's way. Montgomery's tackle on Arnott. Rob McKinnon again over the ball. Martin once more in attack with Kirk. Handball! Well, clear handball by McSkimming. No question about that. The referee is clearly fond of you. It was unintentional. But Dougie Arnott's outburst there results in a booking without question. Well, referee Young had to make an instant decision there. It was a very clear handball by McSkimming. And the referee is clearly saying the ball played McSkimming rather than the other way around. And that's why the penalty wasn't given. Well, the man who survived that penalty appeal, Sean McSkimming. The ball struck his right arm. Kilmarnock's throw. Well won initially by Krivojevic. He couldn't keep the ball in play though. So he's back to his defensive chore. Williamson to Black. And his weaker foot the right. He's given that straight to Dykstra. And he immediately releases O'Donnell. Skilling is very quick indeed though. Two very quick players. Kinnan looking for Kirk. It's a good play again from Motherwell operating on the left there. Very dangerous over there. Back healer doesn't come off. Kirk has to try again. No way through there, and the throw goes to Motherwell. Taken quickly by O'Donnell. Back to Martin. Lambert called for the ball, but Black is in the way. Stumble there by Krivojevic. Now it's skimming. He has freedom on the right with Mitchell. A chance on here for Kilmarnock right on half time. Kilmarnock take the lead. We're 2 minutes into injury time in the first half. And the irony of the first half is that after so much Motherwell dominance, it's Kilmarnock who opened the scoring. Harry Mitchell with an excellent finish. It all began with Krivojevic stumbling as he won possession inside the Kilmarnock half, allowing McSkimming to pick out Mitchell, and that was an excellent final shot by the Kilmarnock number 7. Larry Mitchell has given Kilmarnock the lead very much against the run of play. Jubilation for these Kilmarnock supporters. Well, the chant is Super Ali. It's their Super Ali, Ali Mitchell, who's done the damage. And the half-time whistle goes. Motherwell have put so much into the first half. They've dominated for long, long spells. But Ali Mitchell of Kilmarnock has turned the game on its head with that goal just on the half-time whistle, set up by Sean McSkimming. An excellent finish, beating Steve Dykstra coming out, and Kilmarnock who win at half-time, leading by 1-0. Motherwell 0, Kilmarnock 1. Well, I'm sure Kilmarnock can scarcely believe their good fortune going at half-time ahead. I'm sure they'd have settled for being all square. Motherwell have had to make a change at half-time. Paul Lambert has been unfit after these knocks in the first half, and he's been replaced by Paul McGrillen, with Steve Kirk dropping back into midfield. There goes McGrillen straight away. Forceful run to start his involvement in the match. Paul McGrillen. So Motherwell, in fact, have not withdrawn Steve Kirk. They've pushed Rob McKinnon even further forward into midfield. And left Kirk up beside McGraw and Arnott to try and add some firepower to the attack. Kovacevic is squatting that away for the throw. He was fouled though from the rear by McSkimming. Millen's clearance. There's Porteous. Good running by Mitchell. Well, he was closed down very well indeed by the Motherwell defence, but Ali Mitchell, who just scored his 4th goal this season, looked menacing on that run. Arnott did well against Tom Black. This is Kirk, looking for Shannon. McGrillen turned it away for the throw, and then I think suggested he did so because of the injury to Arnott. Although I'm not convinced. That's why they didn't give him the ball back. Here's Kovacevic. The offside flag is up against Dolan. Kilmarnock sprinting out in a line there. Play the offside trap. Motherwell have coped generally very well with that so far in the match. Jamie Dolan caught out there. Kovacevic. Riley's header. Mitchell forward to Porteous. Shooting chances on! A wonderful goal by Porteous! A little flash of genius from Ian Porteous, and suddenly Kilmarnock are 2 ahead. Well, no wonder these scenes of delight abound among the Kilmarnock supporters. How he relished that! It's his first goal of the season, and he won't score anyone better. He's away from Brian Martin. He saw Dykstra approach, played the lob which left the keeper helpless, and then scraped it under the bar. Well, a great second goal by Porteous, and suddenly Kilmarnock are well in the driving seat, and Motherwell have a long journey back into this match. The noise is coming from the Kilmarnock supporters. And to win this match, Motherwell will have to do something no side has done against Kilmarnock so far this season, and that is score 3 times. Montgomery's header, collected by O'Donnell. Well read again by Montgomery. That's been a feature of his play. The offside flag is up against Williamson. The referee's waved that down because Dykstra has comfortable possession for Motherwell. Black did well. That's Dolan looking for Arnott. Shannon has to backtrack. He needs some help here. Gets it from Kovacevic. This is McCart. Now Shannon. That's for Arnott. Deflected off Montgomery for the corner. Good restless play by Dougie Arnott. Motherwell will make a change though before any more action. Motherwell sending on Davy Cooper, withdrawing Jamie Dolan. So some reorganisation may be required for Motherwell. Kieran's corner, up goes Martin! Kirk! It's in this time! Motherwell right back in the match! Stevie Kirk, who was at the end of these chances in the first half, makes amends. The corner kick was a good one by McKinnon. Martin found space in the area, got out extremely well. It was blocked initially by Kirk. That wrong-footed Bobby Geddes, and the finish left him with no chance. So Stevie Kirk collects his second goal of the season only, and Motherwell reduced the deficit to 1. Goal coming 12 minutes into the second half. So what a game we have now. Kirk touching that on, there goes Arnott, a clash there with Montgomery. The referee waving aside appeals from Motherwell again. Young, looked at hopefully by the Motherwell players and supporters there, but that really was asking rather a lot, I think, to give that penalty. This is Arnold again. Cooper. He's away from Black. Played in first time by Shannon. Martin sets it up for O'Donnell. A great block there by McPherson. Tremendous defending there by McPherson. Williamson's layoff finds McSkinning. There's just no let-up in the action in this match. Time here for MacArthur. Favouring a long ball forward. O'Donnell get a touch. Has it again. That's for Arnott. Motherwell sending players into the area for the cross. One of them was Kirk, and he was beaten to that by Skilling. Well, that's splendid defending by Mark Skilling. McKinnon. The card's available again. And once more, Motherwell forwards having to race back with the Kilmarnock defenders as they sprinted out. Here's to Williamson, here's Mitchell. Well, he caught that wrongly. A little bit of pain in the face, showing that he damaged the ankle slightly here on the run. You'll see him as he comes to make contact there. He was slightly caught off balance. The change is being made now by Kilmarnock. Off goes Mitchell, he's been limping somewhat. Don Brown is on. There's Cooper. That's for O'Donnell. And Andy Millen launches the ball onto the roof of the east stand. A fine throw by Cooper. This is Arnott. Deflection gives the corner, says the linesman. The linesman set the corner kick, and he's doing it now. The referee's changed his mind. Jim Larkin from Huddersfield is the linesman, and the referee Willie Young has given the goal kick. Is persuaded to change that. That's the sort of corner kick from which goals are scored. Cooper sends it across. There's Barton. It's in. The equaliser for Motherwell. The corner kick which the linesman gave, and the referee didn't, gives Motherwell the equaliser with just 12 minutes left to play. Ryan Martin again. The corner kick got up so well to this. The header right across the goal, and Gus McPherson couldn't keep it out. It's Martin's goal, all right, and his first of the season. Oh, what a game we have now. Williamson. And Williamson is going to be booked for that. A blatant dive by Bobby Williamson. And referee Young will have none of that. Livakovic was the defender involved. Well, Williamson can't believe it. Well, a trend perhaps in refereeing after the League Cup final when Keith Wright was booked for taking a dive. Bobby Williamson gets the same treatment here, flying the ball beyond Krivokapic and going into that dramatic landing. Martin has gone ahead, and the final whistle goes. Honours are even in the end. It's been tremendous entertainment all the way, with Ali Mitchell giving Kilmarnock that lead right on half-time, and then Brian Martin, after Ian Portier scored a fine second for Kilmarnock, popped up with a header which Steve Kirk turned into the net for the first goal for Motherwell, and Martin himself headed home the second from a Davy Cooper corner kick. Motherwell certainly deserves something from the match. They got 1 point in the end, but Kilmarnock deserve tremendous credit for their contribution to a fine match. It's Motherwell 2, Kilmarnock 2.
Tommy, a 2-goal lead passed up here. Do you feel that's a point dropped?
Well, I think any time you're 2 goals in front, Jock, when you lose that advantage, then you've got to look on it as a point dropped. But I think our players came and we battled very hard. We scored 2 excellent goals, and I feel we lost 2 bad ones.
At the same time in the first half, I think you might agree that Motherwell had you under the cosh for a long spell. Were you worried about that?
Well, not as long as we defend well, and I think we defended well, but Motherwell will make it very difficult for any team that comes here. I think Motherwell will be one of the real form teams of the Premier League this year. So it's all the more important for us that we come here and defended properly, never gave them anything to build on, because if we went a goal or 2 goals down against Motherwell, then they could really run you ragged. But we knew the first 20 minutes would be a bit of an onslaught, and we plugged away, and then after that we started to get ourselves into the game a wee bit.
The second goal scored just into the second half, Ian Porteous' goal. Was that an important one, you think, for his comeback into the first team action?
Yeah, well, that was something we thought long and hard about whether to bring him back in or not. He's a very, very talented player. Maybe hasn't got the energy to last 90 minutes the way the guys are playing the game at the moment. But he's a very fine, skillful player. And I think his goal showed just how good a player he is, because only good players can score a goal like that.
You lost these 2 goals, as you say, from set pieces, from corner kicks. What happened in the second half? You were so diligent and effective against them in the first half.
There's a lot of things you can look at, Joe. I think we defended too deeply for a start. I think we started to go back and let Motherwell then play the ball into the last third, and then you're dealing with flick-ons against big guys, and they can cause you a lot of problems then. We just squeezed the game up and made it a bit shorter for ourselves. The corners, well, there's nothing wrong. You can only defend them as best you can. They've got a lot of big guys, we've got smaller guys. They go and they compete for it. Maybe a couple of lucky breaks or whatever. But I don't want to take anything away from Motherwell. They've scored their goals and they're a good side, and we've came and we've played well against a good side, and we've scored 2 excellent goals. So we're reasonably happy, but disappointed that we never got the 2 points.
We all enjoyed it. Thanks very much indeed, Tom.
Thanks a lot.
The thoughts of Tommy Burns. Motherwell salvaged a point. You'd never have known it, though, from the reaction of their manager, Tommy McLean. He reckoned that his players had let him down and the club down badly. He spoke afterwards with Jock Brown.
A dominant first half, and then you go behind. 2 goals down then. Do you think the game was lost then?
No, we're capable of turning things round, but the first thing I've got to say is really any Motherwell player that's happy with that performance today, I think they should be ashamed of themselves, because I think we were so far superior in the first half, and to go in 1-0 down, I thought it was an absolute disgrace. Now the back players especially have had a lot of praise this year, and I honestly felt that today, in terms of their use of the ball, in terms of their marking, it was disgraceful. And also I felt that in terms of we're trying to get up the park in too big a hurry. So I honestly felt that we complicated the whole game for ourselves.
Having said that, you did make some great chances in the first half. You might have been 3 up, in fact, before they scored. Would that not have excused the players if they'd done that?
That's the point that I'm making, is I felt it was a similar performance against Dundee 2 weeks ago when we were here. It was chance after chance after chance. There's no good making chances if you're not going to take chances. And as far as I'm concerned, even today, just exactly what you're saying, for the amount of chances that we made, they only come away with 2 goals. They should be ashamed of themselves.
Having said that, you had the chances up front, so obviously the men that missed them carry the can for that. But you're very sore in the defence too. You really feel they let you down today?
Well, I honestly felt it was a case of keeping their confidence and their composure there, because it was counter-attacks. It was Motherwell one-way traffic as far as I was concerned, and it was easy for them if they just kept their confidence and their discipline. And I felt that they got caught up in that. And in terms of use of the ball from back to front today, it was definitely disgraceful.
You do appear, Tommy, to be very hard on them, bearing in mind the fact that they did dominate the first half in terms of play, in terms of territorial advantage and so forth. You have to do something right to get into that position, don't you think?
No, as far as I'm concerned, you know, it's all right dominating a game, but what you've got to do, it's all about scoring goals. And it's not the first time, as I say, against Dundee we could have been caught out by an exact same situation where we were so superior. But when you're superior, good teams turn that into goals. And that's what we're not doing at the moment, because we only scored 3 goals in 6 games prior to today. So it's not just a one-off problem that we've got.
Credit, though, for the comeback still.
Well, as I say, we're that type of team. I think that it was both halves was played in the Kilmarnock half without any shadow of doubt, and I always felt that we were capable of getting back in it. But we gave ourselves a right uphill battle. The problems today didn't come from Kilmarnock, it came from Motherwell Football Club players.
Do you think a marked improvement is imminent?
Well, it's up to them, you know. As I say, I can't keep sitting and being patient and persevering. There are people on the sidelines like Alec Burns, like Ian Angus, John Phillippen, and Jim Griffin's now coming back. So I can't be patient for always, you know. That they're doing away reasonable, but what they've got to do, I honestly don't think that they're believing in the situation that they are in. If we would push even further and work even harder, I think we would definitely be in a right good position.
And do you believe Motherwell are capable of staying right at the top if they play properly as you see it?
I honestly believe it, but the one problem we've got is I wonder whether the players believe it, because as I say, the last 2 performances definitely not good enough.
We'll wait and see. Thanks very much, Tommy.
Right, so.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Derek, but I don't think Tommy was best pleased, was he?
He's a hard taskmaster, isn't he? I mean, Motherwell are still up there. It could be so much worse down at the bottom of the league. I think they performed well. It was a great game to watch.
So do you not see his point at all there?
I do, of course I do. I mean, when you dominate for so long in a match, he's right. When you do that, when you create chances, you've got to score when you dominate teams. And it's something that Motherwell are not doing. Earlier on in the season, they were scoring goals. I mean, chances like that were going in a couple of months ago. Stevie Kirk, I mean, he's had a tremendous time of it in the last couple of weeks, scoring goals and everything else. But it's just not going in for him now. And every team, doesn't matter what team you're talking about, goes through a bad patch in a season when things don't go well for him, they don't go in. And it's happened to him. I mean, that was a bad bounce here for him. Normally that would have bounced nice on his chest and the ball's in the back of the net. But it wasn't to be for Motherwell. And don't take anything away from Kilmarnock, because they did defend well too. I mean, they've had a great start to the season. I mean, as you said earlier, 9 games undefeated. I mean, it's a tremendous start. It's not luck that they got a point there today. They worked very hard for it. But that was the problem for Motherwell today. The final pass wasn't really getting into that box. Normally they've been getting great crosses in. Stevie Kirk at least hit the target there.
If he said that, Dan, I wonder what he said to the players in the dressing room at the end.
Well, there's no doubt he's had a right go of him, but that's what he wants. He wants perfection, and there's nothing wrong with that.
As you say, Kilmarnock are good. They play good attacking football, as you'd expect under Tommy Burns, but they're also well organised defensively, aren't they?
They are. I mean, they're giving less goals away in the Premier Division than any team, because they are solid. They're not the biggest defence you've ever seen in your life. The Montgomerys and Millans, I'll tell you what, they go in there and they tackle and they pressurise centre forwards, and they can also play a bit as well. It's not the big hump up the park looking and hoping for Bobby Williamson's pace. They use the ball well, you know, and this is a great case here. Comes through again. There's Montgomery. You see the pace. He just comes right through, reads the ball, and that's what it's all about for them. They work very, very hard as a team, and they are a very fit side as well. I mean, right to the very end, they kept going.
This is Mark Skilling.
Here's Mark Skilling. I mean, Phil O'Donnell's had a great season so far. He's maybe a wee bit down because he didn't get a game in Italy for Scotland, and to his credit today, it was a compliment. Every time he got the ball, he was closed down very quickly and not allowed to play.
Do you think maybe even Killie are surprised at how they've adapted to Premier football?
I would think so. Normally it takes you a long time to get into the Premier Division, but they've came in there and they've played aggressively, it has to be said. They're scoring goals and they're looking a good side. They're a breath of fresh air for the Premier Division.
Now, what about the penalty? 34 minutes gone, a key moment of the game. Did Willie Young get it wrong?
Well, of course there is. Nothing each year, you know, for all the pressure that Motherwell had. And really, 9 times out of 10, I think the referee gives a penalty kick for that. Look, the ball, the hand's not there, the hand's going out to the side to get that. Remember, look, there's a hand going out. I think that's a penalty kick, but the referee's only got half a second really to make up his mind for it, hasn't he? And he didn't give it. I thought that was a penalty kick, yeah.
Could have been also different. Motherwell might have been off and running, and Tommy might have been happy tonight.
Well, that's what it's all about. As he said, when they were pressing forward, they needed a goal, they didn't get it there.
But one real bit of quality from Ian Porteous for that goal. He's not been a regular. As Tommy Burns said, sometimes he gambles on playing him. What a finish.
Well, he does, and he's a young man that's had injuries as well, of course, but he kept coming off the wing. He did play wide on it, he kept coming inside, but what about this for a bit of skill? Brian Martin looking for the 1-2, look, he thinks he's going to pass it, look, he just dummies him there, look, the bounce is nice. I think Steve Dykstra is bad there, bad positioning for the goalkeeper, because Chris McCart's coming across the player, so the goalkeeper can stay on his line. He didn't, he came out and made it easier for Porteous.
Motherwell and Kilmarnock will either or both hang on in there.
Well, why not? I mean, it's all about injuries and suspensions. We keep saying that. It's the size of the pool that both teams have got. And if they keep playing the way they are, why not?
OK, Derek, thanks very much. So, Motherwell and Kilmarnock, 3rd and 4th in the Premier table. There it is, still a point apart, those two. Aberdeen go 2 points clear, thanks to Duncan Shearer's goal, 8 minutes from time against Dundee. Hibs dropped to 2nd after losing another Edinburgh derby. John Cahoon scored both the Hearts' goals. Hibs manager Alec Miller said his team had again hit the self-destruct button. Celtic are above Rangers on goal difference after that Old Firm win. Dundee United's win against St Johnstone was their first in 8 games. Craig Brewster and Billy McKinlay were the scorers. And Colin Cameron rescued a point for Wraith at Firhill after Albert Craig had given Partick Thistle the lead. It's good night.